Welcome into the Altitude Report. We will be reviewing Monday Night Raw, your December 1st edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. The first Raw following the scam that will forever be known on this channel as WWE Survivor Series Board Games. So, the Board Games pay-per-view. Can you tell I'm old? Can you tell that I'm old as shit right now? The Survivor Series PLE, Premium Live Event, despite the fact that there was nothing premium about that live event. They had some storylines that we needed advanced. Did WWE advance those storylines tonight? Not really. Not at all. Outside of Liv Morgan's return, WWE did not give you any follow-up to anything that happened last night. The men's War Games match, essentially, those parties involved are going to go their separate ways. So, again, we were all correct when we said there's no point. They just put as many big names in there as they could to sell the PLE. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. The women's War Games match turned out to be pointless because we're still getting all of these women feuding. How does that make sense? War Games, and this is the problem, is when you have nothing on the line for War Games, this is what happens in the following shows. The following shows mean nothing because there's zero fallout. Why is there zero fallout? Because you had nothing on the line. These people were fighting over nothing. So that is the problem with the War Games concept. It's dead. It's a gone dead concept. Watch my 2025 Survivor Series War Games review on this channel. Not a great show by any means. And the follow-up Raw, not much better. I mean, we talked about it on this channel. You have to give your audience a reason to watch. You have to give your audience a reason to watch week in and week out. And WWE is absolutely not even coming anywhere close to giving that to us right now. And it makes the shows feel lifeless and pointless. What is the reason for watching right now? I mean, what reason would I have to tune into Monday Night Raw? Let's look at this. Okay. What did we get tonight? We got the last time is now tournament semifinal matches. Okay. LA Knight and Gunther are in the finals. We predicted that when the brackets first came out. How many people in the IWC predicted that to be the finals as soon as the bracket came out? It's predictable, and it's not predictable in a good way, right? It's predictable in a bad way. It's bad, it's boring, and you made it feel lifeless, and now nobody gives a shit about this tournament. Nobody gives a shit about it. The second the tournament was announced, we knew Gunther was going to be returning in the tournament, and we all knew Gunther was going to win the tournament. What's the point? What's the point? I mean, you made Carmelo Hayes look good. That's about the only positive I can think of from this tournament. And even then, you made him look good in the tournament. Where the fuck was that treatment this entire time? Carmelo Hayes deserved to be treated that way the entire time. And you had him losing on television every fucking week. You had him doing nothing for how long? And now all of a sudden you expect people to care. You just lucked out in the fact that people have cared about Carmelo Hayes the entire time. So, I don't know, man. Maybe some of you thought it was a good show. Maybe it's just from me personally feeling so detached from the WWE product right now. And this problem is not solely unique to WWE. This problem, it's affecting AEW currently. It's affecting WWE. I can't think of a pro wrestling company on the planet that puts out television shows that is producing a good product at the moment. So I will reiterate, 2025 is quite possibly the worst time in professional wrestling history to be a wrestling fan, to be covering this content. And lucky me, lucky me, I picked the worst year to be a professional wrestling fan to be the first year that I start covering it on YouTube. So, I don't know, man. The show continues to feel lifeless every week. Raw is very, very hit or miss. Lately, there's been more misses than hits for sure. SmackDown and Dynamite are competing weekly to be the worst wrestling show on television. And some weeks SmackDown wins, some weeks Dynamite wins. Both of them feel pointless. And, we're just in this rut right now where the only thing WWE seems to give a flying shit about is profits, how many tickets they can sell, which, by the way, something that WWE likes to tout is how they're record-breaking all these gates and all of this nonsense, right? Well, yeah, if you charge the cost of a black kidney, holy shit. If you charge the cost of a kidney on the black market to go see a fucking pro wrestling show, and then these people pay out the price of a mortgage, sometimes double the price of their mortgage to go see your wrestling show, and they see the wrestling show and it's not even a good show. I mean, it's beyond frustrating where WWE is at. And what makes it even more frustrating, guys, is the fact that WWE has what is quite possibly the most talented roster on planet Earth in the landscape of professional wrestling. And they are doing absolutely dog shit with it. It's pathetic. And another frustrating thing about this is we have seen Triple H put on the best wrestling television on TV. NXT Black and Gold, week in, week out, was the best wrestling TV at the time, hands down, not even close. We've seen Triple H do it. What's changed? What's changed? A lot of people will say, well, TKO is involved. They're sabotaging Triple H. I don't believe that for a second, man. I don't believe that for a second. And even if that is true, wouldn't you want to put your best foot forward? So if that day does come where you're ousted out of power of the WWE, the fans revolt because the product is so good? I don't get this. I don't get this at all. A lot of people will tell you, and I do believe that this is very true. A lot of people will say that pro wrestling is a reflection of where society is at the time. Okay, if you look at the 80s, colorful, over-the-top characters, right? That's what the 80s was all about. You look at the 90s, that's when you had some really top-flight celebrities coming in. That's when the storylines got more realistic. They were realistic, but you still had kayfabe intact. So it rode that line of, oh my gosh, like, do these people actually hate each other? Is the NWO actually beating the shit out of these guys for real? The cops are there. The ambulance is there. I saw it on TV, right? That's what the 90s was about. It shifted more towards that reality type storyline, right? Then we get to the early 2000s, the ruthless aggression era, where it's not only is it a little bit more realistic, but, we got a new crop of stars. It was a new style of wrestling, right? And the wrestling got better. It did. And that's how we got, young Brock Lesnar. That's how we got, Shawn Michaels winning the world title in the Elimination Chamber. That's where we got all those moments. Then we get to about 2008 or 9, up until like 2019, 2020, 2021, worst era of professional wrestling of all time. If it wasn't for NXT Black and Gold, and if it wasn't for the first couple years of AEW, pro wrestling would have sucked ass during that era. And you get all the way till now, 2025. I just gave you the full 40, 50-year spectrum there. What is, if wrestling is a reflection of society, where is society at currently? Well, for the times we live in, billionaires and corporations have basically put targets on every single one of us for the most part. I mean, you have these companies monopolizing everything left and right. The cost of everything on planet Earth is going up. No end in sight to the costs going down. It's not going to happen. And they're doing everything they can to make this the new norm. They're sucking us dry of our money, of our time, of our happiness, of our joy. And what have you noticed simultaneously as all of this is happening? The quality of every fucking thing has gone straight down. Look at anything. Look at anything new. The quality has taken a nosedive. Whether it's cars, whether it's television, whether it's movies, whether it's, I don't know, man, you name it. Houses. Housing has taken a nosedive. Whether it's vacations, whether it's, I mean, you fucking name anything you want to. The quality of everything has gone to shit while these billionaire corporations suck us dry of every last drop of money, every last drop of joy we have. And I find it funny that this is the case here in 2025. And WWE is a perfect reflection of this. Their ticket prices are astronomical right now. The quality of their shows is absolutely pathetic. The direction of their creative team is horrendous. There's no creative vision. There's no long-term plans. It's just, it gets to a point where it makes it hard to watch. And I think that's the point I'm at. I even debated doing this review after the Gunther solo match because that's kind of how over it I was. And it really does make you realize if you're from the 90s like myself, right? And you grew up in the best era of professional wrestling as a child. You had the Attitude Era and you had the best part of Monday Night Nitro competing against each other. It really makes you realize that the best years of the product, and I don't want to be all doom and gloom, I really don't, but it does make you realize that perhaps the best years of the professional wrestling television product are far behind us. And it's a shitty thought, man. We all love pro wrestling. We all love the WWE. And that's why we're here. And it sucks to think that perhaps those good years, the good old days, are behind us when it comes to professional wrestling. So that's my rant to start off. We're going to deep dive into this show as best we can here. WWE did not give us a whole lot to chew. The show started off with some pretty cringy promo work from Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I guess that's their team name. We got a pretty cringy promo work from them. We got Charlotte and Alexa coming out. Both of them want to get their shots at the Women's Tag Team Championships, which, by the way, are completely useless. And, a lot of people, when I say that the Women's Tag Team titles are useless, think that I'm saying that because they're the Women's Tag Team titles. No, that's how these goofs in the creative office have booked those titles. They have booked those titles for us now to realize, hey, if you in the front offices in creative don't give a shit about the titles, why should we give a shit about the titles? I don't. I don't. You can't come up with a new title, right? Which there's already too fucking many. You can't come up with a new championship, book it like shit, and then blame the audience when they don't care about it. And WWE has a pattern of doing this all the time. They come up with a new storyline, with a new championship, etc., etc. They book it like shit. The people don't care about it, and then they blame the audience. Absolutely fucking absurd. The women's tag team titles are useless, and they don't know what to do with Rhea, Io, Charlotte, and Alexa. So we're just going to throw them all, just like War Games. We're just going to do the same thing, just in a different spot. We're going to, just like War Games, we're going to take all the big names and throw them together and have them all go after the tag team titles. It's just fucking sad. These women deserve better. You have quite possibly the best women's roster from a wrestling perspective in the history of professional wrestling, and you goofballs have no fucking idea what to do with them. It's pathetic. Then we get backstage. We see Paul Heyman talking to Adam Pearce about Braun Breaker getting a title shot. They go into the office, and that's kind of the last we see of that. And then we go into the Jey Uso versus LA Knight semifinal match in the Last Time Is Now tournament. I'm glad we got this one over with. Unless I missed it, man, because I did get up and use the bathroom when this match started. Unless I missed it, there was no fucking, run it back from Jey Uso tonight. Thank goodness. WWE, let's talk about this tournament here real quick, because I got some points to get off my chest here about this tournament. The WWE had a real chance to make this tournament not only entertaining, but they had a real shot to make it fun, to draw the audience in by making it worthwhile. And it was the perfect time, by the way, since John Cena, and they want to tout this all left and right. John Cena requested for Saturday night's main event, which is the event where his last match will take place. Apparently, he requested for it to be this kind of young guys versus vets thing, with the NXT guys taking on the top stars of WWE, right? I like the concept. I actually don't think that's a bad concept at all. It's almost like that's what we should do during Survivor Series. Maybe then the show wouldn't have sucked. Given that that's what John Cena wanted to do, allegedly, for Saturday night's main event, why then couldn't you build new stars in the tournament? Why? Why couldn't you do that? Instead, we just get a conglomerate of guys who had some kind of storyline with John Cena at some point decades ago, a decade and a half ago, right? We got Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler returning. Don't get me wrong. I love Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler was terribly treated in WWE. But do I think this tournament was the place to bring back Dolph Ziggler, even if it is just a one-off match? No, I do not. Zack Ryder, that return was absolutely wasted. Especially on a shit crowd. That crowd had zero reaction at all. And, it would have been the perfect opportunity to build some new stars. This would have been the perfect opportunity to showcase the talent you have. This would have been the perfect opportunity to give us something unpredictable. Give us somebody who we have not seen go one-on-one with John Cena. Have John Cena pass the torch to somebody who could actually use that to benefit themselves. When Gunther inevitably beats LA Knight, is him beating John Cena going at this point in John Cena's career, where he's a shell of himself in the ring, and it's his last hurrah. right? So the level of intensity has not been there. The level of care has not really been there, which is fine. That's not John Cena's fault. The guy is almost 50 and it's his last year. That's on the creative team to make it fun, to make it entertaining. When Gunther beats John Cena, how is that going to advance Gunther's career in any way, shape, or form? What, he's going to be able to say, I retired Goldberg and I retired John Cena. That's fucking lame. That's lame. And in the grand scheme of things, guess what it means? Absolutely nothing. It doesn't mean jack shit. Anyways, LA Knight versus Jey Uso. In this formulaic, very badly booked tournament. Got a commercial break. I want to talk about this, man. This pisses me off to no end. We got a commercial break right before the match. Right after we watch Jey Uso's entrance, we get a commercial break. Okay? Come back. We see Jey Uso goes for a spear. LA Knight goes for the BFT. They kind of just do this thing where they try to hit each other with their best shot right out of the gate, and both guys know it's coming and they get out of it, right? This is about 60 to 70 seconds in. Then what happens? We go to another, I shit you not, we go to another fucking commercial. Let me get this straight, WWE. Let me get this straight. I pay an absurd amount of money every month to watch your shitty product that you don't know how to book, that a blind Stevie Wonder could book better than you can, just to have commercial on top of commercial on top of commercial break. I mean, it's on Netflix, dude. I understand you got to have ad breaks in there, in between matches, but Jesus Christ, why am I getting an ad break before the match and then another ad break 70 seconds into the match? Why? And you want me to care about this tournament, but you place these commercial breaks in spots that make me not give a fuck about this tournament. I mean, something has to be done about these ad breaks, man. Both men did their, tired shtick of punching each other. You got the yeah chance when LA Knight lands a punch. You got the yeet chance when Jey Uso lands a punch. They both got loud crowd reactions. LA Knight always gets loud crowd reactions. But I guess only Jey Uso can get celebrated and get pushed for his crowd reaction. LA Knight will never get his just due from this company. Not going to happen. He gets consistently some of the loudest fucking pops out of anyone on that roster, and he will never get his just due for it. LA Knight hit a beautiful burning hammer. I mean, the impact on that thing. And I got to give credit to Jey Uso. He sold the fuck out of that burning hammer. Beautiful spot there, near fall. Jey hit a spear shortly after. Also a near fall. Jey hits a super kick. Spear and then an Uso splash for a 2 count. I thought that was it, and I was about to be pissed off beyond belief. I thought they were really going to give us Jey and Gunther again. But as soon as LA Knight kicks out after the Uso splash, he immediately rolls over and covers Jay's shoulders to the mat. And 1, 2, 3, and that was it. That was it. LA Knight beat Jey Uso clean, which is the right move. It's the right call. After the match, Jey Uso crashes out. He destroyed the Prime rehydration station and just kind of threw the Prime bottles all over the place, through the stand that they were on, and walked away. Kind of seemed like he was going to cry. I don't know if this is the start of a heel turn, but it's a piss poor way to start a heel turn. Then we get yet another cringy segment from Asuka, Kairi Sane, Bayley, and Lyra Valkyria backstage. For me, man, I'm kind of done with the Bayley thing. I don't know what this is. Just take a page out of NXT's book. Bayley was at her best when she was just herself. Hugger Bayley was the best Bayley. Don't at me, bro. Then we get Dom Mysterio and the Judgment Day coming out there. They make their entrance. And lo and behold, we get another fucking commercial. Dom brings out Liv Morgan. Morgan says she has been away and the Judgment Day is falling apart. She says all of that changes now. And the Judgment Day now runs Monday Night Raw. I thought this was all right. Wasn't bad by any means. Definitely glad to see Liv Morgan back. The women's division absolutely needs Liv Morgan, especially since all of the other top names in the women's division are getting thrown into this tag team garbage. Stephanie Vaquer absolutely needs somebody to challenge. She needs somebody to be put into a good storyline, a long, drawn-out storyline that gets us to give a fuck. And I feel like Liv Morgan would be a great person to pair her with in that scenario. Do I trust WWE to book it correctly to get us to care? No, I do not. But it is good to see Liv Morgan back. The women's division sorely missed Liv Morgan. I also, side note, I would be down to see the Judgment Day basically reassert their dominance on Monday Night Raw and take all the fucking championships. And I think that is if they're going to keep the Judgment Day together, that's the only way to save them. That's the only way to make them a legitimate threat. So AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the New Day. That was the next match. Another commercial break during entrances. That's a common theme with this fucking show. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. I don't like the random pairing tag team champions thing. It's worked a couple times in history. Like it worked okay with Kane and RVD back in the early 2000s. It worked okay with Goldust and Booker T. I mean, it just, I don't like just throwing AJ and Dragon Lee together, especially when you only have a year left of AJ Styles, who is the Shawn Michaels of this generation. It was a great match, though. That is the thing about it. It was a great fucking match. AJ and Dragon Lee started off with some big spots. Then we go to commercial break, 70 seconds in. Oh my God. Fucking kill me now. Oh. Then we get back from commercial. New Day kept hitting AJ and Dragon Lee with some big moves. Dragon Lee then hit Kofi with a massive elbow. Kofi sold the absolute shit out of that. The New Day is great. The New Day is absolutely phenomenal. Whether they're heels, faces, it doesn't matter. The New Day is great. It's the WWE creative team that keeps booking them like garbage. And why is Grayson Waller there? Did we actually believe that Kofi and Xavier Woods needed Grayson Waller? The answer is no. Absolutely no. Dragon Lee hits this elbow. Kofi sells the piss out of it. Then we see Dragon Lee, or AJ Styles, gets into suplex formation with Kofi, throws him onto the top rope, stomach first. Kofi is suspended there on the top rope. Dragon Lee jumps off the turnbuckle, hits Kofi with a drop kick to the back, a double stomp to the back. And the impact springs Kofi off the ropes like this. Into the waiting arms of AJ Styles. Catches him perfectly. Styles clash. 1, 2, 3. Absolutely perfect spot. Impeccable. AJ Styles is the greatest in-ring performer of this generation. Don't at me, bro. That's just the cold hard facts, and they Do not give a flying shit about your opinions. AJ Styles is the greatest in-ring performer of this generation of superstar. Then we get a little bit of a face-off in the back between Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer. Would I like to see Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan? Sign me the fuck up for that one, please. Then we get the Vision coming out. Vision make their entrance. All three of them along with Paul Heyman. Bronson Reed, the Tribal Thief. Braun Breaker, the Future. And Logan Paul, the Maverick. All make their entrance. There was a little spot here during the entrance. Me and my wife actually laughed really hard at this. Logan Paul came out with a Prime bottle in his hand. And he goes to give it to this little kid, right? And the little kid reaches out for it. Oh, I'm going to get a Prime bottle from Logan Paul, sir. From Logan Paul. Logan Paul gives him the psych. It was a little minute detail, but it was so hilarious. Oh, Logan Paul, I understand people hate him. People hate him for non-wrestling related stuff. I get it. I also don't give a shit. Logan Paul is great at what he does as far as the WWE aspect is concerned. Then we get Paul Heyman on the microphone. He gives a shout out to Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre for helping the team win War Games. Then he shouts out his guys in the Vision. Bronson Reed, Logan Paul. Then he announces that on January 5th, Braun Breaker will go one-on-one against CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. That will be a certified banger. And lo and behold, they give us an entire month on WWE. Yes, I know. They're giving us an entire month of build-up to this match like it should be. None of this 2-week bullshit. Finally, Braun Breaker cut basically his own version of a pipe bomb, and it was absolutely incredible. Braun Breaker says he's disappointed that he didn't have to dig down deep to beat CM Punk, who he watched growing up as a child, just to find out as an adult that he's just a soft-ass bitch. Then Braun Breaker went on to say that CM Punk told him behind the curtain at WrestleMania, wait till you got to cut a promo with the big dogs, kid. Braun Breaker brought absolute heat on that microphone tonight. And he is absolutely the future of this company. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't know what their plan is for Braun Breaker at WrestleMania, but his plans absolutely need to be massive. They do. My personal direction, right, was to have Gunther as the world champ. Gunther holds on to that belt through WrestleMania, till WrestleMania. You have Braun Breaker just mow down everybody. Everybody. I would have had Braun Breaker beat John Cena. I would have had Braun Breaker beat CM Punk. I would have had Braun Breaker beat, you fucking name it, Randy Orton. I would have had Braun Breaker beat all of these guys. And then I would have had him potentially win the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. And I would have had Braun Breaker versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. I think that would have been amazing. Obviously, that's not the direction they're going to go now. We're clearly going to get Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. And I don't know what we're going to get with Braun Breaker, honestly. But I think there's a strong chance he goes into WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champion. Strap the rocket pack on him, please. This company is at a crossroads right now. And no pun intended. But this company is at a crossroads right now. Do I stick with the tried and true this way? Or this way, do I build new stars? You can feature your veterans. You can feature the big names currently and still build new stars. Believe it or not, WWE, it is entirely possible to do both. So I don't get this company, but strap the rocket pack to Braun Breaker, absolutely. Then we get Gunther versus Solo in the Last Time Is Now tournament. This match was far better than I expected, actually, not going to lie. I wasn't expecting these two to put on a decent match. I mean, I was thinking like an average, okay at best. They actually gave you like a B+ performance. I thought it was pretty good. And Gunther makes his entrance. I know I'm in the minority here. I'm sure I'm in the minority because everybody just loves nostalgia, and they see something nostalgic and they pretend that just because it's old means it's good. And that is not the case with Gunther's theme music. I'm sorry, but his newer theme music that he used before this last return, it just fits his character better. It sounds more menacing, and it has more of that World War II German officer feel. Sorry, don't at me. His NXT music was okay, but it does not fit his current character as well as the other theme music, in my opinion. Also, though, if you do like the NXT theme music, do not credit Def Rebel. They just use the old fucking theme music. Def Rebel still needs to go. Def Rebel sucks. Then we get Solo, obviously accompanied by Tala Tonga. He also got involved in the match a couple of different times. It was one of those matches, kind of like that feeling you get when you watch a Sheamus match, where it just makes you sore watching the match, right? Like you can just feel that these guys beat the shit out of each other. It was pretty good stuff. They went back and forth, and I counted Gunther hit. There was one point in this match where Gunther hit Solo with 14 chops in a row. 14. I counted 1 through 14. 14 chops in a row. You could not pay me enough money on planet Earth to take chops from Gunther. Fuck that. Solo then hit a spinning solo for a 2 count. Tala Tonga booted Gunther on the outside. He held Gunther from behind. Solo looked like he was lining up either a Samoan spike or a punch or something. And Gunther booted Solo in the stomach. Then he mule kicked Tala Tonga right in the balls. Then he takes Solo's hand, smashes it on the ring apron, rolls him in the ring. Then he gets in the ring. The referee is, for whatever reason, it's a minute detail, but if you just watch Gunther kick this guy who has been interfering in the match in the balls, your job is done. You don't need to concern yourself with that guy on the outside now. But, I'm a detail-oriented guy. That's why I cover this on YouTube. We get back in the ring. Gunther looks at Solo. He shrugs like this, kicks him right in the nuts. Power bomb, 1, 2, 3. Was a damn good match. LA Knight comes out and they have their inevitable cheesy face-off. It's the finals we all predicted from the get-go, guys. Shocker. Shocker. This tournament is so amazing. It's the exact finals that all of us, I saw all kinds of creators in the IWC. I saw JD from NY. I saw Santizap. I saw, you name them, guys on TikTok that I have never heard of that I now follow because I'm a fan of the sport. All of us predicted LA Knight and Gunther in the finals, and it's not a good predictable, man. It's a bad type of predictable. So once again, you were going to crush the LA Knight fans, and you are going to have LA Knight come up short again. What pisses me off about this whole LA Knight thing, Jey Uso got his just due. He got the World Heavyweight Championship, right? Why did they give him the World Heavyweight Championship run that he had? Well, we were under the impression that it was because of the crowd reaction he was getting. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. Where the fuck is LA Knight's just due? LA Knight at his peak crowd reaction, got an even louder pop. And I'm not even exaggerating this. Please tell me you guys remember. LA Knight used to get pops that were louder than Jey Uso got at the height of his run. LA Knight was so fucking over. And what did you do? You fed him to Roman Reigns. You fed him to Roman Reigns. Yeah, heaven forbid, we give the world title to the guy who is okay in the ring. Jey Uso's just okay in the ring. Difference is LA Knight can cut a fucking promo. Jey Uso gets winded during his entrance and can't say a word. So, but we'll give the world title to that guy because of who he's related to. LA Knight, no. Let's not strike while the iron's hot. No. Absolutely ridiculous. We already know how this is going to go, man, on SmackDown. We already know Gunther's going to beat LA Knight. Gunther's going to move on. He's going to face John Cena. They're only going to give us 2 shows of build for John Cena's last match. Let that sink in. The finals should have absolutely been at Survivor Series, and we should have got 3-4 shows of build for this. It is what it is. And then we had the main event. We had the women's tag team conglomerate of we don't know what to do with these ladies. You had Rhea and Io Sky versus Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, I guess. It was a number 1 contenders match for the tag team titles. It got interrupted because the Kabuki Warriors came out at the end, beat the shit out of both teams. Then you get Bayley and Lyra coming out, saving the day for whatever reason, saving the day for their competition in the tag team division. And then at the end of that, we had Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez come out, and they laid waste to whoever was standing. And then there was this moment, Raquel Rodriguez holds up one half of the tag titles. Roxanne grabs the other belt. She sees Liv Morgan. She hands it to Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan says, "No, this is for you." And she gives it to Roxanne Perez. I thought that was a pretty cool little moment. All 3 of those ladies are going to be a part of the Judgment Day moving forward. And they are on the same page, which is great for now. If you want to give the titles back to the Judgment Day, that is totally fine. I think I speak for a lot of us when I say I could give a fuck less at this point because you have made the titles worthless. You just have made the women's tag titles worthless. I think if you're going to bring the Judgment Day back to prominence, I think that's what you need to do. Give them the women's tag titles. Give them the men's tag titles. Give Liv Morgan the women's IC title or the women's world heavyweight title, whichever one, right? Give them all the belts. That's the only way we're going to take them seriously. If you want them to be an actual threat, give them the belts. So I guess we'll see where this goes from here. I don't know about you guys. I give this show about a C plus if I'm feeling generous, which I'm not because WWE creative sucks. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys thought of the show. Let me know if you think that everything I said in this video is incorrect and the product is actually really good. You're a liar, but go ahead and let me know. Let me know if you think I'm an asshole. Let me know if you actually agree with what I'm saying. Let me know. Any form of criticism I am willing to take. I will use it constructively, regardless of how negative it is. It is cold as hell in this garage, and I am done talking about this shitty show. Subscribe, like this video, comment down below. This is the Altitude Report. The air is thin, but the opinions are always thick.